Alright, so I'm going to do a review of yesterday's episode and today's episode of this current recording. So, yeah, I know I've totally spaced on doing an episode review then, but I'm going to make that up now. Starting off with yesterday's episode. Yesterday's episode was a Bubbles episode, but before I go any further, I know this was a Bubbles episode. Apparently, the episodes are being shown out of order, because this episode and today's episode, I guess, were supposed to be shown first before the previous Pack Rat episode, because this is apparently Pack Rat's it's supposed to be his official introduction, even though it still goes by the same thing with Bianca Bikini, where they just show up and no backstory, whatever. So this episode deals around with Bubbles getting her arm broke, and at the same time Buttercup calls her, wimpy, and this deals with Bubbles kind of getting used to this new mechanical arm that the professor invents, which, by the way, I know it's really robotic arm for the cast that does all this weird shit, but at the same time, this is a man who invented a thing that could switch bodies just because he wanted to make apples and oranges one and the same. So, you know what? I'm willing to overlook that little thing. Anyway. So as the episode continues, it's more or less Bubbles becoming more and more aggressive and using the arm in more irresponsible ways. And you could say that she's trying to become hardcore? No, really, this is exactly the same episode. It feels like it's retreading the ground with... it's literally retreading the ground of that hardcore episode with Bubbles. Except, her trying to be too aggressive, it's her with a robotic arm. And it's literally the same thing. To quote, abridged Frieza, I feel like we've been here before. Have we been here before? Because we have been here before. And to which Bubbles would reply with the words of, "Bitch, you just jealous of my Powerpuff swagger." But yeah. Still, Pack Rat's not really grabbing me as a villain. He's creepy, he's gross, but at the same time I'm like, yeah, I'm not feeling you. Maybe a few more episodes in, I'll get used to it, but I do like I will admit in this episode, I really do dig the deadpan humor that Buttercup brings. When Bubbles just punches down the door and she's like, yeah, there was a few other doors that need to be busted. Totally need to do that. Yeah. I do like the deadpan humor from Buttercup, especially in this episode, where Bubbles just freaks out, just punches a wall, and she's like, yeah, well, that could have gone better. Yeah. Not much else to say with this episode that really jumped out and grabbed me with this one, other than it was pretty okay. I'm kind of okay with the robotic limb cast, because, again, the professor's made even weirder stuff in the past that's kind of irrelevant, so I'm cool with something like that. The humor was pretty fun in here. The only thing is that I don't care about Pack Rat. He's getting shiny stuff for Rita. Then it's Olga. Again, this episode and the other one, I guess, are being shown out of order. I guess. Oh well, I'm not going to fault the animators for that one. The Cartoon Network dropped the ball on that one, so give them a pass on that this time. But yeah, not much else to say about this episode, really, other than I like the humor in here, and it also went for a turn for the worst, where Bubbles literally kamikazes herself against radioactive Pack Rat. And there's a moment in here where the announcer goes, "R.I.P. Bubbles," and there's a moment where it's like, well, that got dark fast. But no, it was just a cutaway joke. Anyway, so that's really all I can say about this episode, so let's move on to the next episode, which is finally a Blossom episode, and also where you get the lantern powers. So, let's talk about this episode. Again, like I said earlier, this one, I guess, was shown out of order. So, this episode is, again, the Green Lantern Power episode. And literally, they work like the powers, as much as I kid about them, they literally work like the Green Lantern rings. It's literally like that, because whenever they have to use their imagination to form these constructs. So, yeah, they have Green Lantern powers. And again, I defend this because yeah, their powers kept evolving throughout the show, the original series, so yeah, I mean, them getting these new Green Lantern powers seem to be, just another step in the powers direction. I will admit that, I think it's really cool that Bubbles and Buttercup got their powers, and this one focused on Blossom, the leader, kind of feeling lost and useless, because she's supposed to be the leader. She's supposed to be the one with all, who knows what to do, and without having that lack of power, she's kind of feels powerless in that way. What else did I want to say about this episode? The construct's really cool. I also noticed the Chopped reference. I only know it was Chopped because my mother watches it constantly. So, I know what Chopped is, and I also took a look at the host, and I said, you're just as pretentious as you are in real life as you are animated, Alton Brown. Anyway. I also believe that Pigs in a Blanket monster the first time around was... I'm guessing that was a reference to the Stave Puft Marshmallow Man, and I was really hoping for some Ghostbuster references, but I didn't get any. Sad. So, what else did I want to say about this episode? The fact that, some people are going to say, why did you bring back the guy who made the monster the first time around? Why bring that guy back? To which I respond with, it's Townsville. They're not known for making great choices. Anyway, so this episode was pretty fun. I did enjoy the new construct abilities. It looks like they're going to be more closer to their personalities, where Bubbles is very cute. She makes a lot of cute and cuddly animals. Buttercup makes a lot of weapons and firepower, and Blossom makes a lot of tapes and brooms, very organized. Again, I'm kind of wondering, where did this come from, this new personality trait of making her like Double D with superpowers? So yeah, we've got Etta and Eddie with superpowers almost, in a way. And this does, again, it's another episode retread where I remember Buttercup trying to be like, oh boy, when do I get new powers? And she gets the whole, she learns how to tongue curl. Yeah, it does feel like that episode, but at least there's some logical meaning with these superpowers, and it's not some, trait. Also, I was kind of like when Professor gave his speech about, oh, you may lose the powers you have right now, and you might just turn out to be a normal little girl. Uh-oh. Okay, night. I know he's been known for not being the best parent of the year, but as I recall, he's better known for being... giving some advice when the girls really needed it. So, yeah, this was like, where did that come from, Professor? Where did that go? Anyway, all in all, pretty good. This one I kind of liked. So, yeah. Anyway, so once again, hope you all enjoyed this episode review and both episode reviews in general. But yeah, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.